Haidara to Manchester United talks are on. Pogba returns to the training of Manchester United, something that is a shocker. I don't know how the recovery really came up quickly like that. To see to it that he has really returned, because the manager had really told us that Paul Pogba is returning in 5 weeks, and he said this a week back in there. So welcome to the Manchester United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? This is the Manchester United Matters channel, and guys, feel free to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I go by the names of RD in here, and we are into the transfer talk and the return of Pogba. And Paul Pogba has really a bit of transfer in him, because they've tabled a big contract onto him and he has really failed to go ahead and sign it in there. He says, and his agent, they are really waiting for the summer. So they really want to make a bargain on how much United is giving them and how much another club is giving them. So they'll tell United, if you feel like you can't get us this amount of money, we aren't really signing for you in there. So that's it, and that's what we are really going to have into the story in there. But all in all, it looks good at the Manchester United training camp in there, because today we saw some good players return in there. One being Pogba and the other one being Cristiano Ronaldo in there. If you remember, Ronaldo was out of the game that we played against the team which goes by names of Aston Villa, that saw United draw 2-2, a loss that I call a loss that was caused by the manager who goes by names of Rangnick in there, because I really felt like he lacks the Premier League experience in there, and I really feel like he needs to go up and really get knowledge about the Premier League. Even 5 minutes to the game, you can lose a game of football in the Premier League, something that he had not yet seen in there in the Bundesliga and the teams that has been coaching in there. So today, United really saw very many stars return into their training in there for you. When you look at that picture, there is on your farthest, that's the goalkeeper who goes by names of Tom Heaton. Paul Pogba, you see him near Ronaldo in there. So those two have been really out in here. We are seeing Phil Jones, we are seeing Luke Shaw. I think this one is Victor Lindelof, and Rashford is really lying down in there. And it's the winning team of the day, something that I don't see important. How do you celebrate each and every time we see winning team of the day, and yet we've lost games of matches in there on the pitch? So I think it's better United to celebrate games on the pitch other than celebrating those that they win on training in there. So 3 players return. Ronaldo, Rashford and Paul Pogba are back in there, and you expect Ronaldo and Marcus Rashford to feature into the game of Brentford that United is playing on Wednesday in there. So when you look at Paul Pogba, it's really surprising to us, because the manager really came out and told us that he is going to be out for the next 5 weeks. Can you imagine? That's what the manager really came out and told us. I don't know who is fooling who, and what is United's aim of pulling up such spins, because the manager was asked about Paul Pogba, told us that in the next 5 weeks. Trust me, if Paul Pogba is back on grass, that means he's going to train for the next 1 week, and I expect him to play in the last game. Even the game of West Ham, we might be variable in there, because when you look at the Manchester fixture, they are playing a team which goes by names of Brentford. They are playing Brentford on Wednesday, and over the weekend, United is playing a team which goes by names of West Ham at Old Trafford. That is on 22nd January, and then we'll go to a rest in there, and I expect United. I know Pogba is going to be on bench come 22nd. That's what I know. If at all he trains this week very well, he's going to be on the bench, because trust me, United lacks quality in there, and we don't have a player who has a quality of Paul Pogba into that entire Manchester United squad. That's it. It's written all over the world. We don't have a player who is like Paul Pogba at Manchester United. And I'm just asking myself, when Paul Pogba returns, how is the United midfield going to stand? Because in such instances, you look at Fred, McTominay, Nemanja Matic, and Paul Pogba are the favorites. Dan Van Beek is out of the picking order. Trust me, he's out of this, because even when Paul Pogba was injured, Bruno was away, and Scott McTominay, he was not given playing time at Manchester United. It shows you how much the manager really doesn't believe in him anymore in there. So we wait and see what really happens at Manchester United this time around. But Paul Pogba, we are surprised, because the manager came out and told us that Pogba is supposed to come back in 5 weeks from now. 5 weeks from like, I think he has just covered 1.5 weeks in there. and he has returned on the grass. If at all he was really running outside in there, outside all of not involved into the training sessions, that means the 5 weeks would have been valid. But what has really quickened the return of Paul Pogba? Is it because that United feel like they really want Paul Pogba back immediately to come in and play to save their season? Is it an indicator that United is not going to buy in a central defensive midfielder in there? All those questions really bother us a lot when such things really happen at Manchester United in there. But all in all, we wait and see what really happens for Paul Pogba. Remember, he's running out of contract in the summer. United have tabled a contract between 400,000 to 500,000 pounds a week. And Paul Pogba said, no, wait. I'll sign and see what I'm going to do in the middle at the end of the summer in there. So that is really a very, very, very bad situation in which Paul Pogba has put Manchester United in scenarios where players like Bruno Fernandes' contract are really going to run out. And Bruno, ever since he came in at Manchester United on July 26th, 2020, he has really put up more than Paul Pogba, and he's still at 150 grand a week in there. That really shows you that it is really going to cause chaos at Manchester United, because Bruno is going to call for more. He will say, I'm 27. This is the best time to renew my contract at Manchester United, because he signed a 5-year deal. That means he's here up to 2025 in the summer. Now, what does that show? He has played, this is going to be his third year. This is going to be his third year. If he completes it, 2022, it's going to be his third year, meaning that he'll be left with 2 years to go. Meaning right now, Bruno has 3 years left on his contract at Manchester United, and he has won nothing. And United are really using money to keep their stars around. Paul Pogba is not a player I'm really going to come out and say that he has really given us the best of him that we expected, because he hasn't delivered. According to his stature and his talent, Paul Pogba has not delivered at Manchester United, and I'm asking myself, why should they give him £500,000 a week? What has he done? What has he done? Let him go. You get Rangnick, you came out and said that you don't want to keep a player at Manchester United who doesn't want to play for Manchester United. Paul Pogba has made it clear he doesn't want to play for Manchester United, because if he has refused to put pen to paper, that means he doesn't want to play for Manchester United. What else shows that you don't want to play for Manchester United better than that? I don't see it. I think the best sign that you don't want to play for Manchester United is not to sign. You get? Let us get him out of the club. Get Paul Pogba out of this club, because he doesn't want to play for Manchester United. So I'm asking myself, why is Paul Pogba still at Manchester United? What's the reason that someone can really come out and give me in here? Because he does not deserve to be at Manchester United. According to me, that's what I really think, because he has really betrayed the club. He is not wanting to play for us, and the best thing to show that does not want to play for us is him coming out and not wanting to sign. So just throw him under the bus. Don't let him be here to confuse other players at Manchester United, because they are here to do the needful for Manchester United. So to me, I really feel like Paul Pogba does not deserve this amount of money. I don't know who is behind all this, who is engineering all this, but United shouldn't pay £50,000, £500,000 for Paul Pogba. Why should they? What has he done? Because mathematics is simple, unless these people aren't bankers in there. Because if I told you a banker, like Ed Woodward, you would calculate and see how much am I going, because if they're to give Paul Pogba a contract, it's going to be a 4-year contract with an option of 1 year to extend in there. Those are 5 years. Now, 5 years, paying Paul Pogba £500,000 a week. That means every month you are giving Paul Pogba £2 million. £2 million times 12. Times 12, what does that mean? It means you are giving him £24 million a year annually. Then times 5, that is close to £120 million in there going out to Paul Pogba. Would you pay that amount of money to Paul Pogba? So if at all you are to bring in another player, let Pogba go on a free, because it's your mistake that you guys made. Accept and admit your mistake. Then let Paul Pogba go out on a free and get in other players who want to play ball for Manchester United, because Paul Pogba doesn't want to play for Manchester United. That's it. But you are really forcing him to start Manchester United. He doesn't want to play for us. Get him out, because you will be saving. You are going to lose that money, but you are saving 120 million pounds that you're going to spend to Paul Pogba in the next 5 years. If at all you get in a player like Zakaria, who is really going to come up and play into that role in there alongside Scott McTominay or Freddie, then that's a better option because we'll come in at 6 million pounds right now. That's what Borussia Mönchengladbach wants in there. You bring him at Manchester United. After bringing him, you are going to give him a deal where he's earning like 200,000 pounds a week in there. That means you are saving 300,000 pounds a week. You get? These people bankers. This question lingers in me because it lingers in my mind always because let Paul Pogba go. Don't force him to play for Manchester United. We are Manchester United. No player is bigger than Manchester United. That should be well stipulated out there. No player is bigger than Manchester United. And I don't think that there will ever be a player who is bigger than this club. So let the man go. Let Paul Pogba go and let him quit Manchester United in peace. You get? Let him go and we bring in more players in there. Because he's staying at Manchester United. One, he's an injury-prone player. You get? You aren't going to be sure that Paul Pogba is going to come out and play for you close to 20 games a season. He won't. He won't play you 20 games a season. Paul Pogba won't. So, to me, I really feel like it's high time we let Paul Pogba go. You get? If he doesn't want to sign a contract of like 300 grand a week, let him go. Because he is a money-making machine, and his agent is that. We know Mino Raiola. Mino Raiola is a money-making machine. He will come in and tell Paul Pogba, don't sign for Manchester United. I'm already going to take you to PSG. They are going to get us the money that we want. In there, you tell him, you are 29, 28 years. Where are you going to get this amount of money? Is there any other place you're really going to get this amount of money? And Paul Pogba will say no, and we tell him don't sign for Manchester United. So to me, I really feel like however much Paul Pogba has returned to training, let's just use him to see to it that we get the top 4 positions to go in the Champions League. Then we can sign in players that we really feel like are really going to come in at Manchester United and do the best for us. So let's not keep a player at Manchester United because of the money we are giving him. We want to be having players who respect the shirt of Manchester United. When he puts on a shirt of Manchester United, he knows I'm defending it. Remember the Wayne Rooney's, the Roy Keanes, the Ronaldos in there? You get? That's why Ronaldo really came out and did that interview, and he really baffled them out in there. Told them that you have to respect the shirt. You have to come here, work hard, and really show us that you really have all what it takes to play for Manchester United. This is not a team where we are here to do social media and do gimmicks in here. This team needs results. We need trophies in there. I've always told you here, people that watch this channel, that no United has not won any trophy ever since Alex Ferguson left. Because to me, I don't count an FA as a trophy for Manchester United. Carabao Cup, I don't count it because that's not our level. I don't count UEFA Europa League. That's not the level for Manchester United. Those aren't our levels. Those aren't our levels. If at all you know Manchester United, those aren't our levels. Our levels are Premier League and Champions League. And if I'm to get United or any manager on the works done at Manchester United, it's really going to be on, have you won the Premier League? Have you won the Champions League? Those are the 2 trophies. I'll come out and really applaud a manager for winning. But these are just bonuses. An FA Cup is a bonus. A Community Shield is a bonus. A Carabao Cup is a bonus. A UEFA Europa League is a bonus because United is a team that was well known for winning big trophies, not these small ones. We aren't kids. We aren't kids. We are not like teams like Arsenal who say, I wish we win the Carabao Cup. No, that's not United. Even if we don't win an FA Cup, even if we don't win the Carabao Cup, all what I don't care. All what I mind about is United competing in the Champions League, either winning it or getting knocked out on the quarter-final or semi-final. And the Premier League, we either win it or be competitive in there, because when you are competitive, that's a clear indication that at least you've thrown your foot to, you are just miles away or a foot away from really winning the Premier League in there. So Paul Pogba has returned to the training of Manchester United, and he has been training with Ronaldo and Rashford. Even those were out of the Aston Villa game that we drew 2-2 in there, and he is back on training and very much fired up in there. That is Paul Pogba in there for you. So I don't know what your thoughts are for Paul Pogba. You can as well go into the comment section and tell us what you think about Paul Pogba returning to the training ground of Manchester United. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, go to the lower right bottom corner. There is that red word with subscribe. Hit that button and later click the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time we we are live onto this channel. Now let's go into the big story of the day. It's Mamadou Haidara in there. He is playing for RB Leipzig in there. He is a Mali international in there. I've seen him play in the African Cup of Nations. He's such a very good player. 23 years of age. He's a midfielder. He puts on shirt number 8 for RB Leipzig in there. I think he was one of those players that were groomed by Rangnick when he was still a manager at that club in there. I think, was it 2018 in there, 5 years back, and he has really grown into a player that he feels like he likes to play at Manchester United and is interested because Rangnick has made it clear to the board that he wants a central defensive midfielder in there. Stories are linking us to Zakaria, and I'm really going to come into Zakaria as I really do a comparison of these two in there. 2, there is Maguin, who plays for a team which goes by the names of Aston Villa in there. Which other midfielder? Kamara of Marseille in there, and I don't feel like Marseille are really going to sell any other player because they've been banned from really making any transfers in there, so I don't see them letting out a player go out. But Hidara is a really very good kind of player that we lack at Manchester United. Look at that game of Aston Villa. We lost it because people like Nemanja Matic can't play 90 minutes. You get? He plays close to 60 minutes, then he has burnt out. His team is off in there. So you saw that the moment Matic switched off because it's the best game that we have at Manchester United, Aston Villa composed itself. It dominated us everywhere, and they really got 2 goals in there. That is a player who goes by the names of, that is a team which goes by Aston Villa. So all that sums up the question at Manchester United: who is going to be the next CDM at Manchester United that we might sign into this January? Because to me, I really feel like I agree with other Manchester United pundits, all YouTubers, all vloggers that have really come out and said that if at all United is to win the champion, is to make it to the top 4 positions of the Premier League, they need a central defensive midfielder. Because even when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was here, the problem as to why we lost most games is that we couldn't win the midfield battle. We've lost very many midfield battles. The only midfield battles will come in and win is when Matic is playing. And guess what? He cannot play for 90 minutes. He'll play for 40, 45 or 60 and we will lose it. That is Nemanja Matic in there for you. So Haidara being linked to Manchester United is really a story that has headlined today in the transfer news of Manchester United, because a man who goes by names of Patrick Berger, who is a chief reporter at Sport 1 News about Borussia Dortmund, SO4 DB team in there, so I think he's in Germany in there for you. He really came out and said Newcastle and Manchester United are interested in Mamadou Haidara, who's dreaming of playing in UK. Favorite club as a kid was Manchester United. Talks ongoing, but RB Leipzig positive is quite clear. RB Leipzig position is quite clear. No interest to sell the midfielder in the winter. £40 million release clause activates in the summer. That's it. So that's the current situation in there. But trust me, a team like RB Leipzig cannot fail to sell a player to Manchester United. If at all United really wants this player, they will really go in and pour out all the money and they'll get that player, because even the player is a Manchester United player, is a Manchester United supporter since childhood, and I know he can even push in a move, but he's still at the African Cup of Nations in there. So I don't think that United can really go in for him. This is where I have doubts about this deal of Haidara, because I really feel like there is pressure being put onto a team which goes by the names of Borussia Mönchengladbach, because Zakaria is expected to make a move out of Borussia this January, if at all they are to make money out of him, because his contract is expiring this summer. So I feel like news came out that United are really holding talks with Borussia Mönchengladbach in there, and they want Zakaria at Manchester United. And to me, I would really prefer to bring in Zakaria than Haidara, because I really feel like Zakaria is a more experienced player, 25 years of age, only an age difference of 2 years in there between him and Haidara, because Haidara is 23 years old. And when you look at the statistics, they favor Zakaria a lot. Bring in Zakaria at £6 million at Manchester United, and then bring in maybe a Declan Rice, because to me I will feel like United are really going hard for Declan Rice come the summer in there. But 40 million euros for Haidara £6 million, 6 million euros for a player who goes by names of Zakaria. I really go in for Zakaria, and when you look at United, it's a more of a money-making entity. They care more of the dividends they're really going to earn than the quality of the player. And this time round, there is a quality player who is at £6 million in there, and I really feel like United are really going for him, and I really feel like United are really getting up this story that they are into for Haidara of RB Leipzig, because they want to create pressure to a team which goes by names of Borussia Mönchengladbach, because Borussia Mönchengladbach wants to let this player go, and if at all they are to make money out of him, they really have to sell him before the summer, before the January transfer window expires, because after it expires, he will be starting to negotiate with clubs outside the Bundesliga there for you. And I really feel like he will really be a very good addition to Manchester United, because oh my, United really need a player like Zakaria. And playing teams like West Ham in there, I know by the end of January we aren't really going to get in a player, because 22nd January is this weekend. That's when we are playing last in the Premier League, and we'll play again on the 4th of February in there. So it shows you that United is going to rest for some good 10-15 days when they are not really playing anything like football in there. So it shows you that if you are to bring in a player, that player will really come in and play in the game of FA Cup. That is it Middlesbrough in there? We'll be playing Middlesbrough in there. So Hidara to Manchester United, I don't think it's happening. It's not happening at all, because if at all you cannot really get in a player who goes by the names of Zakaria at £6 million in there, then you cannot really get in Haidara, because the 40 million euros, that's close to 35, it's close to 35 million pounds. That means get off £6 million, pay it off to Zakaria, and come in and give Zakaria like £200,000, because he's earning £50,000 a week at Borussia. So that means if you bring it at Manchester United, multiply by 2, all 3, that is £150,000 a week. That means he's earning £600,000 a month times 12, that is £7.2 million. You get? So £7.2 million, when you divide it with the balance, the 29, that means you are almost that is a salary of 5 years for a player who goes by names of Zakaria. So that means the best deal for United is to get in Zakaria, £6 million, give him a salary of close to £150,000 a week. Then you would have got all that 40 million euros that you would have given to RB Leipzig minus the salary that Haidara is going to be paid for the next 5 years at Manchester United. You would have summed it in one, and that would have been a deal done for Manchester United. So the best that we have, or the best that we have to get, is Zakaria. I don't underrate Hidara. Hidara is a very good player, but according to experience and what I've seen this lad doing and the statistics in there, I think Zakaria is the best player that United should bring in this summer. I don't see the reason as to why United should go on and get a player who goes by the names of Haidara. I think Zakaria is also a darling of Ralf Rangnick there for you, and Ralf Rangnick feels like if at all he gets in a central defensive midfielder, very many things are really going to change. Guys, I will tell people that this season there is a wonder that can come in at Manchester United when we bring in a player, especially a CDM that is in at Manchester United. Remember, in 2020, you remember the bad season that we had. The last game we had played was against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we really won them by 1-0 in there before Bruno Fernandes came in. Now, that January transfer window always gave United another level of thinking and another level at which they played. Ever since then, United has never failed to qualify for the Champions League. You get? 2020, we qualified. 2021, we qualified almost because of Bruno. Bruno, that's it, because he has the better statistics at Manchester United. So that is the big impact of a January transfer window right now at a team like Manchester United, because games are really won and lost in the midfield. If at all you bring in a Zakaria at Manchester United, you don't know how much hopes you're really going to be having in the Champions League. Have you thought about that? Do you know that we are playing Atletico Madrid in the Champions League? And if at all we get in a central defensive midfielder count that game done. And I really feel like when we get in the CDM, we will be at levels of competing with Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, PSG, and Bayern Munich. Even if you're playing Bayern Munich in there, I really feel like we can really come up and really stop this team and really get the Champions League trophy into our pockets, even the FA Cup. So I will feel like when United gets in Zakaria, our chances would have enlightened or widening to either win the Champions League or the FA Cup in there. Because I don't really count the FA Cup as something big, but you know, there is the way it really changes the mentality of the players of Manchester United, because you cannot tell me how sugar tastes when you've never taken it. You get? You cannot tell me that quinine is sour when you've never taken it. You get? You only tell me the taste of something after taking it. Now, the players at Manchester United, the only ones that know what it means on winning are David De Gea. He ever won at Manchester United, and he has won with Spain. The other player is Pogba. He has won with France and Juventus. You get? But he has never won for Manchester United. Ronaldo, he has won. Cavani is a winner. Who else? Nemanja Matic has won the Premier League with Chelsea in there. So when you look at the group of players that we're having at Manchester United, most of them have not won. Oh, sorry, Rafael Varane has also won at Real Madrid in there. So if at all we get something, the likes of Harry Maguire's, Lindelof, Scott McTominay has won, but not these big trophies in there. So we need to get in players. We need to get these players to the winning level, such that they really change their mentality and know that winning is a must, such that they know the test. How would you feel when you win in there? But we've been on the losing side for so long. You saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer losing close to 3 semi-finals in his career at Manchester United, losing out a final of the UEFA Europa League in there. That really shows you that there is a blockage into the minds of these Manchester United players. What really came ahead to give and confirm to us that there is a blockage and there is a problem with the mentality of Manchester United players is when Rangnick came out and said that I need a psychologist, and he brought him because this psychologist needs to turn this mind around of Manchester United players, that we have to be positive minded, we have to be doing A, B, C, D in there. So to me, I will feel like Manchester United are doomed not to make it to the top 4 if at all we don't win, if at all we don't bring in a CDM. Maybe otherwise it's possible, but I feel like 60% chance we are not making it to the top 4 if at all you don't get in a central defensive midfielder, because we've seen that all of the games that we've lost them because we don't have a CDM. We would have won many games this season. We would have been competing with Man City. I think the best team that can really match Man City is Manchester United. Look at our squad. We are really having good players. In each and every position we are having 2 players. But the only position we are lacking is the central defensive midfielder, because we can go toe-to-toe with Man City. Let me give you an example. De Gea and Edson Morales, toe-to-toe. Diego Dalot and Kyle Walker. Yeah, that's good. Luke Shaw, I think we have the best left back. At Zinchenko and Luke Shaw, I go with Luke Shaw, but at least you know that the tally is there. Rafael Varane, Victor Lindelof, you can compare them to Ruben Neves and John Stones. We can easily compete. But the problem we aren't competing with Man City is because the position that we are lacking at Manchester United is the most important position at the pitch, and that is the central defensive midfielder. Man City have Rodri and they have Fernandinho, the Brazilian. You get? So how are we going to compete with a team like Man City when we don't bring in a CDM? Because this season it was really we are really talking about title contenders, being title contenders. But after 10 games, United were out of the conversation because we lost very many battles in the midfield in there. So smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on the daily. I go by the names of Rokan David, aka RD. This is the Manchester United Matters channel. Your reaction to Paul Pogba returning onto the training ground alongside Rashford in there as you see them. There you go. Those are the players that returned. Paul Pogba, Ronaldo, and Rashford are back in there, but Paul Pogba has been away for a very long time, and we thank God that he's back on training. So tell me the reaction of what you think about Paul Pogba returning back in training in there, and what are your thoughts after the manager of Manchester United really came out and said that Paul Pogba is going to be back in 5 weeks. After a week of Rangnick saying that Paul Pogba is back on the grass and is training with the Manchester United players in there. So get me your reaction to that story, and go ahead and tell me what you think about Haidara to Manchester United being linked to us by a Sport 1 journalist in there, and all that and more into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. I love you guys. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, subscribe to our channel, go into the lower right bottom corner, click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell, and you'll get notifications and get notified each and every time we are live to this channel. I'm out. Bye bye. Good night.